Hi, this is Cameron with Cam and Sean's real estate team, and I'm standing here with Jim Shaffer. We just sold his house over on Chipmunk. Jim, what are the three best things you liked about Cam and Sean's real estate team?
Well, first of all, what I really loved was the promptness.
Thanks.
And you've been extremely proactive, and you got the price right around it. So the three Ps.
Great. Proactive, price, and promptness. We'll take it. So Jim owns Canyon Creek Mushrooms. They started as a small home business, and it blew up into a giant mushroom business. It's the only mushroom business in Coachella Valley. Is that right, Jim?
That's correct.
All right. We're going to get a little tour of his factory, and he's going to give us some ideas on how mushrooms are created. All right, we're here with Jim and Jerry. What is Jerry doing, Jim?
Right now, Jerry's making the blocks that we use to grow the mushrooms on. Our mushrooms, unlike what you might find at the grocery store, are grown on sawdust and not the soil. And so what we're doing right now is we're mixing up our sawdust blocks that we'll sterilize before we put the mycelium in there to begin the mushroom process.
Great. Here are the blocks right here, and let's go.
All right. So it's important that we sterilize the blocks before we put the mycelium in them. That's what these look like here when they've been sterilized. Nice, tight, compact, ready for the mycelium.
All right, and that's what Jim's making out there. Is the
Jerry's making the blocks.
Yeah.
When we sterilize them, they come out looking like this. So this is a sterilized piece of sawdust, and it's ready for the mycelium at this point.
Okay, great. And then what happens?
And then we introduce the mycelium in our lab area. So what you see here are these blocks after the mycelium's been introduced, and they're incubating in here. The mycelium is slowly taking over the block. If we go this way, you can see what it looks like in progress. You can see that the mycelium spores have started to grow, and those are the white dots. And the closer it gets to fully inoculate, the more solid white it becomes.
So how do you know when they're done?
When it looks like this, with a big giant marshmallow in a bag.
Was this a trial and error process, or did you do a lot of research, a little bit of both?
I followed in the footsteps of others, but the tricky part we face is we're doing it in the desert. It's like being on the moon for a mushroom, being in the desert, and that was the tricky part for us.
Nice.
So once the blocks are ready, we'll pull them out of this room, and we'll take them to our fruiting chamber, and that's where we get the mushroom body. So let's do that.
All right.
Super warm day today, so we have to use the fan. This is our fruiting chamber. Now in this space, it's colder. It's 65 degrees. It's super humid, 90% humidity, and that's what the mushrooms expect when they come out of the blocks. And so what we do is I bring the blocks in here, we put them on this shelf, and we just let Mother Nature do its thing. And in a few days, we start to get the clusters.
Nice.
Now this one's fully done. It's about ready to be harvested. Yeah, so that's the process.
So do you cut them open like this, or do they do that themselves?
When the blocks are ready to be fruited, what we'll do is we'll put a tear in the bag. In this case, we cut a little X in it. And what that does is allow oxygen to come in contact with the mycelium.
Okay.
And that triggers the process for it to produce the fruit body.
Okay.
And once it hits the oxygen, it happens very quickly. In a few days, it goes from this to having a mushroom.
So in a few days, you got this block into that bloom that you just showed us.
Correct.
Awesome. And then what happens?
And then we harvest them, then we package them up, we take them down to the local farmers markets, we're in quite a few restaurants, and then we do it again.
Awesome. How long did this take you to develop? How fast did you grow?
About 4 months to figure out the engineering on how to keep this space at the right temperature and humidity, whether it was 120 degrees out or 20 degrees out.
Got it.
And then we just kind of expanded over time. We fully capitalized the space we have, and one of the reasons for calling you, Cam, to sell the house is we're moving to a bigger spot.
So you started with a hobby and it turned into a full-time business?
That's exactly right. We started this just a way to experiment and maybe put mushrooms back into our diet. And we had some success, so we started sharing with friends and family, and then word kind of got out what we were doing here. And we started getting calls from restaurants, and the farmers markets approached us, and we just kind of let the expansion happen at its own pace.
So you basically blew up through word of mouth.
Sorry, what's that?
You blew up through word of mouth?
Through word of mouth, yes. Now we have a social media presence, but we didn't really push it hard because we were too busy growing the mushrooms.
That's great. That's a great story of a homegrown business that blew up into a great Coachella Valley commodity. Hey Jim, what's your favorite mushroom?
My favorite mushroom is the elm oyster, which actually is right here.
Why do you like that one?
Because it goes very well in the things I like. It goes good with my breakfast. It goes good in my rice dishes. I can put it with the meat dishes when we have the meat, and it's a good substitute if I just want to make a mushroom soup or just saute them by themselves.
Nice. And what's the best seller mushroom?
Our best seller is our lion's mane, which is just right there.
Let's see. Lion's mane? Oh, okay.
Lion's mane is for its health benefits, as well as it's a wonderfully tasting mushroom. It has a lot of applications with seafood recipes.
Okay.
Very versatile mushroom. It's our most popular.
So is that the lion's mane you can get as a supplement?
It is. It is.
Okay.
If you were to take this fruit body, dry it out, and powder it down, it'd be the same supplement you find in the stores.
Okay, great. And if somebody wanted to order mushrooms from you, what number would they call?
They'd call our business line at 760-577-4920. You can call or text. We also online at canyoncreekmushrooms.com.
All right. Thanks so much for sharing your dreams with us, Jim. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.